Melt makes a mark, and Renault Group's Michael Van de Sande on marketing the Quid. Hello and welcome to Storyboard. I'm Pavni Mittal. Two-day advertising and marketing festival Melt was held in Mumbai last week. Organized by Kyoorius, Melt was attended by around 1,400 delegates from the advertising, media and marketing fraternities. Shreya Arora spoke with the organizers, speakers and of course attendees on what brought them to Melt and its importance for the partners and media industry on the whole. Listen in.
A lot of workshops that's happening, which is going to be very interesting, good learning for people, and I'm looking forward to this. I just want to rush quickly and attend one.
Hopefully learn a lot from there and get some insights from these different speakers that are coming in.
I realized that our students who are currently interning after the first year ought to be here, ought to listen and ought to go back to the classroom and ask the questions that they thought about when they attended sessions across Melt like this.
I'm new to the industry. I want to know how things actually are. I want to know the future of the industry.
Storyline is one of the key drivers that I want you to think about over the next 2 days. What are the storylines that we're all searching for? What are the narratives that we can actually put ourselves into or pour ourselves into? What are the storylines that move people, that emotionally engage? We are in a world where we have to be learning the whole time. So I think personally, that means that's a responsibility as us individuals. I hear so many people say to me, I can't come to Creative Social because my agency won't pay for me. And I say, get a new agency.
So what is Machine, or the WIN project, basically automates fictional ideas. It basically comes up with ideation, idea generation, whatever you call it. And it does that by analysing human prose. So it goes through tons of human prose that's all out in the interwebs. And then what it does is it inverts and twists it in different ways and shapes to produce new ideas. So basically it's like a mashup of ideas that have been done already, and they create something new. Like how we do a lot of it when we create advertising, essentially. We get inspired.
A good lineup of speakers, a lot of focus on technology. So while most conferences have creative people coming in, there are speakers, technology focused.
I think the name Melt itself is fairly self-explanatory because this is the first time we're actually seeing a very interesting amalgamation of creativity, technology and data. And if you look around you, that's what you see, right? So I think we've always heard about these things, and I think this is probably the first effort, the first attempt to sort of land it. Confluence of marketing, technology, digital, media, advertising, just about everything. And as Group M, we actually sit at the intersection of all of these spaces. And coincidentally, we started our own program earlier this year, which is actually to drive creativity in technology and data and media, etc. Because there's so much of emphasis today, especially in media agencies, on the data side of things, that we feel that it's important for us every now and then to remember that we're in an ideas business, and it's creativity at the end of the day that keeps our business successful and our clients' business successful, more importantly.
them and Mindshare actually conceptualized Melt together, and that time itself, the idea was getting people, clients, ecosystem to know that Mindshare is the future-ready agency, and which puts adaptive marketing at the center.
Agencies have never been able to showcase the work and future readiness. So this is the first time there are various of, including Maxis and all our group agencies, we have been able to showcase all the great stuff that we are doing across clients. That kind of platform never existed.
We started out here as a stills, retouch and CGI company. We're now much more of a 360 production company, and it's by doing a show like this where we can say to the Indian market, think of us differently. We're not just stills, we're interactive, we're motion, we do everything. And I think by partnering in an event like this, you get that message across really quickly and really succinctly.
I think the entire energy for the industry to see what next and what's the new magic. So that way people in industry see this as one place where they can come in together and, brainstorm, talk about it, consume and interact.
Get more difficult because everything is fragmenting, so on one hand everything's fragmenting. On the other hand, digital is 37% of our business. It's about 25% of the market. It's a bit lower in India, I think around 10% according to the group health figures, if I remember rightly. But it's growing. As it grows, the market will become more fragmented. At the same time, clients are under tremendous cost pressure, so they don't have the time, or in my view, the resources, or need to commit the resources to that fragmentation. So the role that agencies play, the need to integrate, coming back to Peterson and in the context of horizontality, the need to try and integrate the offer into a more coordinated way on behalf of clients is really important.
We first talked about mobile explosion. The fact that we have 8 billion connected devices today, all of you are taking those selfies, tweeting in the morning or putting updates and are food creators, and that's changing the entire content landscape around us. It's creating a huge barrier in terms of demand and attention. So it definitely requires a different tool of engagement. That's one. Second, we looked at what's the share of voice of conversation. The fact that these moments are happening around us too often, whether it's Cricket World Cup or food and so on, it's really important for us as marketers to understand the conversation is relevant for us and having a point of view on what's our share of voice for relevant conversation. And last, we looked at the content superchargers. Inform, involve, inspire. And how can we look at the content from the lens of these superchargers to make sure that we win in this new world of engagement.
The new rules that have been created are based on all the stuff I showed you before, the parts, the data, the technology, the shift to mobile, consumers want content control, they want to be in demand. What are the new rules? The new rules are what we call 6D, and what I believe 6D is the future. Our 6D model like this at Group N is something around this model where you have to think about all these different various touch points as you produce and deliver and distribute content.
While we go about doing our day-to-day work, once in a while it's important to step back and just look at the collective thought process of the industry and hear from others as to what are they thinking about, the key things that they are, concerned about, and get diverse points of views. And I think Melt, by putting together a very strong agenda, has been able to do that very well.
I think the significance is to give, firstly, to keep our profession or our industry in the limelight, so that it meets one objective there. Two is to ensure that young people get interested around our profession. So that's a great service to our future pipeline of talent.
Well, again, getting the best minds together, throwing at them the challenge of looking at how the trends are going to play out in the future, because the rate of change is now accelerating so much, especially in this whole digital handheld environment, that it's very difficult to predict. You can predict the end point,
But the speed at which you get to the end point, which is really where fortunes are made or fortunes are unmade, I think that's the challenge. And that's why when you get people who are experts and who are people who are in the vortex right now and therefore can make more informed guesstimates than the people outside, it's great to have them together and debate these things.
I think it's a confluence of marketing ideas with a tilt towards digital, and I think that's fantastic. I think these kind of forums are really hotbed for new ideas.
Our favorite seminar though was the Mindspace. Some great insights there. We're going to take a short break here. When we come back, a conversation with Renault Group Senior Vice President of Global Marketing, Michael van der Sande.